Hey guys, we're here at Port Clinton. You can see Halo's wife Rhonda doing trail magic, falling out of her hands. She's trying to fill up his pack with trail magic. He just walked in off of the railroad tracks into Port Clinton. He's going to have to wait a little bit at the post office, and we just happened to see him because we're driving in the two vehicles. We've got Sunshine's vehicle, her in bluegrass, and then of course this is I believe in my truck. Y'all know the drill. You find a hiker and we try to find them and get them to talk to us, and he's agreed to talk to us. He's getting a little trail magic, as I said. So we're going to walk up here and just find out his name and a little about him. What's your trail name?
I'm Indiana.
Indiana, and why would that be called Indiana?
Well, it's a culmination of the hat, Indiana Jones. My walking stick
Okay.
is a friend of mine's. He passed away.
Okay.
He was from Indiana, and it was the last place I was before I was on the trail.
Okay. Are you bringing that all the way to Katahdin?
Yeah, I got it right. I started the whole way, and his wife asked me if I would take his walking stick, and she gave me some of his ashes. And she said, find places that you think you would be fit on the trail. So it's been like a big honor. And he was a World War II veteran. So I put, first part I sprinkled some ashes at the Audie Murphy Monument, which is on the trail. And then the second bit I did on the halfway point. There's some.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm keeping his memory, and he's kind of walking with me, and it's been a great honor. So.
His name?
His name was Jim Feutinger.
Say it again.
Jim Feutinger.
Okay. How did you know him?
Well, I was actually an interesting. I was in the Army.
Okay.
And I was overseas in Bosnia, and I wrote a letter to Playboy, and Playboy wrote back and invited me for a tour of the Playboy Mansion. And when I got out to the mansion, I stayed in touch with the woman that wrote me, and the woman that wrote me ended up being Hugh Hefner's executive assistant. And when I got out there, she just kind of adopted me, and this was her brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah.
What a story.
Wow.
And so how long after you met, the Playboy Mansion deal, that you actually met the wife?
I've known them. I've been in that whole crew. I wrote that letter in 1997.
97.
Yeah, and have just been so just as she took me in, they just, her and her brother took me in like family.
We're going to get on this side of the truck just to get the noise away, because I don't want to lose anything on what you're telling me. Now,
yeah, so they just kind of took me in, and yeah, so I was lived out there for a bit, and when I was out there, they just kind of took me in and took care of me until I left, and I left to take a job for the New York City Fire Department, and I just retired, and now I'm walking the trail.
He was a fireman.
A 30-year career fireman.
Isn't that cool?
30 years.
In Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Baton Rouge.
And yeah, so that was 20 years ago, you said, 97.
Yeah, well, 97 was when I first wrote the letter.
Right. And so when did he die?
Hugh Hefner just died.
I mean, when the...
Oh, Jim. Jim died, let me see. It's been a few years now.
Oh, just in the last few years?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in December. I don't remember the exact. I have to remember the exact year.
What about the ashes? How many places do you think you're going to sprinkle ashes?
Well, the Bear Mountain Bridge, which is coming up, is a really special place for me. My mom passed away about 1.5 years ago, and we did her ashes off the bridge. So I thought it would be really special to do his ashes on the opposite side of the bridge.
What a story.
It's going to just remain to be like a super, even more special place,
What a story. Man, am I sure glad that we stopped and got out of that truck to talk to you. What's been the hardest part for you to be out here?
The hardest part to be out here? I don't know. I've actually, even on the worst days, I'll be cracking a smile, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's just, even on the most miserable days, it's like, this is work right now. I'm loving it.
Are you hiking with a group at any time, or you're mostly
Yeah,
solo?
no, I've been hiking with. I did a lot of hiking with Cushy Life, Mighty
Cushy
Blue,
Life, yeah.
and they're up ahead right now. And
What about somebody just stole his camera?
Bucket list.
Bucket List. Bucket List is a guy, and he's a fast hiker. He's got one eye, and he's wearing a shirt that says Bucket List on it. If it's the same one, I'm sure it is.
You know, I feel like I've seen him, and
a lot of times he'll pass people because he does about 30-mile days some days.
yeah.
And but we just went up to the pavilion here in Port Clinton, and there's a note that somebody stole his camera, and they're trying to get the memory card back because all his
really?
pictures are on the, yeah.
All his
Oh, that's
pictures
awful.
for the whole trail. That's very sad.
So that's just a shame. How far are you going today, you think?
Well, I'm trying to make up some miles. I want to just try and I've got probably about like 9 in here today, and I want to try and do at least 20-mile days, and
Okay.
then if I can do more, great. But I will be looking to try and get to the New York area. My girlfriend gets into town on the 20th,
Okay.
so I'd like to get off trail to be able to pick her up. And so I've been doing pretty decent days mileage-wise, but I've gone off trail a few times, so I'm actually just getting off trail. That's why I'm nice and clean. And I actually just went to my second fireman funeral since I've been on trail. So
Is it in line of duty or just?
no, this was just a guy I worked with for 10 years, and he retired for 10 years, and so I knew him quite well, and wanted to make sure I was there for that. And the one before that was line of duty, but it was line of duty because his side job, he was a Marine, and he was killed in the line of duty in Afghanistan. So
Okay.
I wanted to make sure I was there for that also.
I was the chaplain for the fire department
Really?
the whole time. We created a chaplaincy program, so I went all over the United States with funerals for firefighters, and we
Wow.
had a memorial service every year for all the fallen
That's
firefighters.
amazing.
As well. Now, did you, when you started, did you have a time that you needed to be finished by?
No, there is
Okay.
no timeline, and so I'm just kind of going as well. I was in Front Royal, and it just randomly, I just booked my next trip, so in October I'm going to South America. And other than that, there's nothing planned. I have, so Mary had a cabin. Mary was Jim's sister.
Sister.
And she had a cabin that we would vacation at in Missouri, in Branson. And so I bought the cabin when she passed away. And so this is going to be going in the cabin. This is the trip that I do right after the trail. And I'm going to get like a little plaque and have this put on my wall. So first Branson and then South America.
Okay, so the stick's gonna stay with you.
The stick's going with me the whole way, yeah.
Okay, and then you're gonna take it with you. You're not gonna leave it. I'm saying it.
No, this I'm gonna put this on the wall in Branson.
All right.
And this is gonna, yeah.
Before I forget about it, thank you for your service and military service and your fire service.
Thank you for yours.
And
If you're going to mail a package, we'll be glad to mail it for you so you can
No,
get
I'm
on
actually
the trail.
picking one up.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, and I'll end up mailing something after, but they'll already be open. So,
Gotcha.
okay.
yeah, and I feel like I'm already resupplied now. I don't even think I have to go to
Yeah.
Walmart. You guys are super generous.
Get in
Thank you.
Picture? Huh?
That's okay.
Okay. Well, Rhonda, to get in the picture, since she gave you, I got her in putting all the stuff in the back of your pack. But anybody you want to say hello to before we let you go?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I just hope everybody's enjoying the trail, and it's been a great experience, and I'm really proud to be a member of the class of 2019.
Congratulations on what you've done and what you're going to accomplish, for what you're doing with the ashes of a dear friend from years gone by. And God bless every step between here and Katahdin. Hopefully we get a picture from the summit.
Thank you very much.
I will pray that you have a safe expedition.
Thank you so much, and
You
thank
have
you for
a
your
big
guys'
time.
generosity for your trail
I'm
magic.
glad
It's
to
really
do it.
great.
Glad to do it.
And good luck to Halo.
Hey, good deal. All right, guys, that's how it happens. We just happen up here. We happen up here, and the trail magic becomes a story. And again, I'm just thankful to the good Lord for another day to be out on the Appalachian Trail. Hey guys, we're still at Microtail today. Today is Wednesday. I don't know what date it is. Do you know?
Today is the 12th.
The 12th. Thank you. Give us your trail name.
Iron Man.
Iron Man, how did you get that name?
I worked in an iron foundry for about 25 years.
Wow. So you had it before somebody, they called you that, or
No, guys on the trail gave it to
picked
me.
up on that you did that kind of work?
Yep.
Where are you from, Iron Man?
Hubbard, Ohio.
Ohio. What made you decide to hike the Appalachian Trail in 2019?
I've been wanting to do it for about 10 years. My brother actually introduced me to hiking, and it kind of beat me up. So when I got home, I started looking at trails, and I came across the Appalachian Trail and decided that I wanted to do it someday. So
10 years ago.
10 years ago, and then I got diagnosed with autoimmune disease, ankylosing spondylitis, and it's basically crippling my spine. So I decided to do it while I can.
Who gave you your necklace? Where'd you get it?
My mom bought it for me in Harper's Ferry.
This year?
Yeah.
Good. Have you seen your family or any family member since you started?
My mom came to Harper's Ferry, and my son is coming to Delaware Water Gap
That's exciting.
this week. So yeah,
What's been the best part, Iron Man, about being out here?
the people,
Everybody says
without a
that.
doubt, the people.
No
the
doubt.
community is phenomenal.
Did you have any idea it would be that strong? Just your new research thinking about it?
No, I really didn't. It's enlightening. I will put it that way.
What's been the best area, not the people, not the things about the trail, what's been the best part of the trail that you feel like you enjoyed the most hiking on?
Virginia Triple Crown, climbing Dragon's Tooth.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I've wanted to climb Dragon's Tooth for 10 years. So yeah.
McAfee and
Yeah.
Tinker Cliffs. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, in front of you, do you have anything in front of you that you can't wait to get to, other than Katahdin?
I want to see the views in the whites.
Oh.
I know they're going to be challenging, but I want to see the views.
And they will. Let me give you a little bit of piece of advice from my wife when she did in 2014. When she hiked up to Mount Washington, I couldn't see that car behind me. It was so foggy. And we took them off the trail, went to a campground. The next day you could see 100 miles.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're in the whites when it's clear, at least 1 or 2 days, or you'll regret it the rest of your life. Anything that's gear-wise that didn't work that you've had to replace or anything like that?
No, actually, I did well on the research, and all my gear has worked well. Other than ultras, I can't wear them.
Okay. Now, if it works so well, tell people why you believe it works so well. What kind of research did you do that made it successful?
A lot of YouTube, a lot of reviews.
Okay.
Spent a little extra money on the higher dollar gear so it lasts a little bit longer, that kind of thing.
Okay. What kind of miles are you comfortable hiking a day at this point?
15 to 20,
15
anywhere
to
in that
20.
range.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a plan when you get to Katahdin to get home yet, or is that something you're going to work on later?
My son, my mother, and my brother are coming to get me.
Is anybody going to hike up to Katahdin with you?
I think my son might.
And
Yeah.
how old is your son?
22.
22. Has he done very much hiking?
Yeah, he's hiked quite a bit.
Would he hike with you in Delaware Water Gap, or y'all just spend a day?
He wanted to, but I told him I just kind of wanted to spend the day together.
That's
So,
good. That's good. What has been the thing you've missed the most, not counting family, for not being at home?
My dogs.
Your dog?
Yeah,
You
my
know, that's
dog.
the second answer. Most the
Yeah.
spouse is the first answer. It's a
Yeah.
funny story.
I miss my family very
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
but I miss my dogs.
Yeah. Now, what are you looking forward to other than family, like your friends back home, or your motorcycle if you had one, or your good bed, or something like that? What would you think you looking forward to the most about getting home?
Just relaxing with friends and family on the back porch, that kind of thing. Just to relax.
I always ask this little funny question: if a helicopter comes over you tonight and can drop anything from the helicopter that you want to eat, what would it be?
Probably a milkshake.
I mean, y'all give the simplest answer, man. Why can't y'all say steak and lobster or something
No,
like
milkshake.
that? One guy said he wanted a case of beer because he could trade a beer for a lot of food. I guess that was a pretty good answer. How many days have you hiked in the rain, you think?
Oh, a lot. Our first month, we only had 5 days where it didn't rain, so a lot.
Yeah, that's the most miserable time, I feel like, the hiking in the rain when it's cold. Y'all got some rain coming in front of you
Yeah.
in the next few days. If somebody's looking at this Iron Man and thinking about doing, tell me what you would tell them to do in just a few words.
Mentally prepare more than physically prepare. Mentally and emotionally, it's a lot tougher than most YouTubers describe.
And let's talk about that if you don't mind, because I'm trying to come up with some way that we could come up with some exercises to mentally prepare yourself. Help me understand that as a hiker.
One of the things I did before I came out is the cold shower thing.
Okay, go ahead and tell that.
I took cold showers almost every day, trying to just prepare for the cold, wet rain, because I knew I was starting in February, and I mean, that helped.
And what about mentally thinking about something that you can come back to that thought when you have a bad day, if I'm explaining that right? I've heard some people say, you know, they sat and they tried to meditate about having a bad day and trying to get prepared for it before they do it. Is something like that work, you think? Or I just don't know if you can mentally prepare.
You have to know, you have to be 1,000% sure your why. Why are you out here? What are you trying to accomplish?
And then on bad days, go back to that thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who you are as a person.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. If this is who you are as a person, then you'll keep achieving your goal, and pick small goals.
Okay.
Katahdin can't be your goal. The next resupply, the next 100-mile marker, those small goals, that's what you shoot for.
Good information. Perfect information. Now, now that you've said that, do you feel like that you're right where you ought to be today in your hike and all of that?
Yeah.
Have you had any days, honestly, deep in your heart, that you felt like you wanted to quit? Not, you had days that you wished you weren't out here, but have you had any days that you almost quit?
No.
Okay.
No, I can honestly say I have had days where it was like, what am I doing?
Didn't want to be here.
Why am I out here?
Right.
This sucks, but to quit, no, it's just not who I am.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Man, I appreciate taking a minute and talking to you, Iron Man. Anybody you want to say hello to, or another word of anything else you want to say?
Just hello to my family. I love you, miss you, and friends, all that. But now, just mentally prepare. If you're gonna come out and do this, mentally prepare more than physically. Physically, you'll build up. So.
God bless every step between here and Katahdin, my friend. Hope we get to see you again, or at least we get to see a summit picture.
Awesome. Thank you, Jimmy.